I paid for their vacations, their bills, even their New Year's party. But when I got to the house, there was a sign on the door, "No drama in 2025, stay home, cash machine." I stood there in silence. I left one last gift on the doorstep. And by morning, their angry messages said everything. I had paid for everything, the tickets, the hotel, the food, the fireworks, all to make their night special. And I didn't mind, really, I didn't. Until I saw that sign. The wind almost knocked the champagne from my hand, as I read it again and again. I hoped it was a joke. But the handwriting looked like Ellie's. Neat, pink glitter pen, childish, but too careful. It wasn't her idea, someone else had told her to write it. It wasn't meant to be funny. It was meant to hurt. Wow, I whispered, they couldn't even say it to my face? I looked down at the gift I brought Ellie, a science kit she'd been wanting. I ordered it early, paid extra for shipping. Now it just felt like a mistake. I bent down, placed it on the step, and listened. Inside, the house was warm. Laughter, voices, clinking glasses. Lisa said, "Where's the extra champagne?" Mom answered, "Check the kitchen, he probably forgot it again." More laughter. Then my brother, "He's probably sulking, can't wait for another guilt trip." Even more laughter. Someone snorted, "That one stung." I didn't knock, didn't text. I just stood there with my bag and the bottle, feeling like I didn't belong. Maybe they didn't know I was outside. Or maybe they did. And that was the message. So I walked to my car, sat down, and stared at the wheel like it could make sense of everything. I drove home in silence. No music, no messages, no pretending. I left the champagne on the counter, turned off my phone, and slept for 12 hours straight. Then morning came, so did the chaos. "Where did you get that? You're crazy. You're so heartless. I hope you're proud of yourself." The family group chat exploded. So many texts, so much blame. Mom called, Dad called. Lisa left a voicemail, crying and yelling, all at once. But I hadn't done anything. I didn't post online, I didn't say a word. All I did was stop playing the part they gave me. And somehow, that was enough to ruin their perfect little world. It didn't start with the party. It started years ago, quietly, like a drip in the ceiling. You don't notice until the whole roof falls in. At first, it was small. "Can you cover Lisa's bill? Logan's car broke down again. Ellie wants to go to that camp, it means a lot." And I said yes, every time. Not because I was rich, I wasn't. I worked hard, saved what I could. One vacation a year, if I was lucky. But I thought, that's what family does, right? Then it became expected. I'd walk in and see it in their eyes. Not love, just calculation. They stopped asking, they just told me what they needed. Lisa joked once, "We should put you on payroll." Everyone laughed, I forced a laugh too. But every time, it hurt. No one ever said thank you. Not when I paid for Logan and Kelly's trip. Not when I gave Mom money for her kitchen. Not even when I paid for that entire New Year's Eve. Lisa wanted fireworks. Logan wanted steak. My parents wanted music and lights. I said yes, I always said yes. "You don't have kids, so you're fine," Lisa said, sipping Prosecco I bought. "You probably save tons." Logan laughed, "Yeah, be grateful, we give your money a purpose." I smiled, barely. Staring into my drink, wondering why I stayed. But the worst part came later. They didn't know I was listening. I had stepped outside for a work call. When I came back, I stopped just before the kitchen. I heard Lisa, "He's been weird lately, like he's watching, waiting." Mom, "Maybe he wants a medal, for doing what family's supposed to do." Then Logan, smug, "He should be thankful we let him in. He's basically our pet wallet." Pet wallet. I don't remember putting my glass down. I just remember walking away, clear-headed for the first time. I wasn't family to them. I was a bank, a helper, background noise. Never someone who mattered, just someone who paid. And when I wasn't useful anymore, they would have tossed me out like a dead light bulb. The warning signs had been there for years. Like when Dad called me selfish, because I didn't want to pay for Ellie's school fees anymore, after I'd already paid for 3 semesters. Or when Mom snapped, "Don't be dramatic." Just because I asked to skip Christmas one year. I was exhausted, broke, and barely holding it together. She didn't care. Or the time Lisa said I was too proud to ask for help, while sipping wine I had paid for, imported, expensive, of course. It's not the big betrayals that break you. It's the small, everyday ones. The constant little jabs. The quiet way they made it clear, "You're not really one of us. But you're useful, so stick around." And I did. I stayed. Until that glittery sign on the door. No drama in 2025, stay home, cash machine. That was it. That's when something inside me finally broke. No yelling, no big scene. Just a deep, complete silence. The kind of silence that only comes after years of screaming on the inside. Because I wasn't just mad, I was done. They didn't see it coming. 2 days after it happened, the calls started. First Lisa, I let it ring. Then Logan, then Mom, then Dad. Then a new number, Ellie's school. I didn't answer a single one. By that evening, my phone looked like a storm had hit it. Voicemails, missed calls, messages like, emergency. Please talk to us, it's not what you think. Ellie's in trouble. I almost answered. Almost. But then I remembered their laughter. The clinking glasses. Logan calling me a pet wallet, like it was some inside joke. So I did nothing. That night, I opened a bottle of wine, put on my favorite record, and sank into the peace of finally being left alone. But it wasn't over, not yet. The next morning, there was a knock. It was Mom. Still in her robe and slippers, eyes wide and panicked. You have to come, she said, pushing into my apartment. Lisa's freaking out, Ellie's crying, Logan wants to call the police. I stared at her. What? They think you hacked them, she said. What are you talking about? She held up her phone. A Facebook post from Lisa, public. Feeling violated. Someone leaked our family chat. If you see it, report it. This is private. Below that, hundreds of comments. And the full leak, messages, screenshots, audio. All of them mocking me. Calling me names. Saying Ellie was his only investment. Like she was just some stock they were trading. An audio clip played, Logan laughing, if he ever grows a backbone, we're screwed. I felt sick. I didn't post this, I said. Mom's face went pale. I know, but someone did. And now everything's a mess. I didn't know whether to laugh or be scared. Why would I leak this? I asked. You literally told me to stay away. Mom started to cry. Please come, everything's falling apart. And for a second, that old part of me, the one that always said yes, almost spoke up. But then something stronger inside me said no. I'm not going to keep saving people who keep dragging me down. She looked shocked, like I'd slapped her. Then she tried one last thing. It's Ellie, she said softly. She won't talk to anyone, not even Lisa. I froze. Why? Then came the twist I never saw coming. She's the one who leaked it, Mom said. What? I whispered. She heard them mocking you. She saw the messages. She recorded Logan on Christmas Eve. She sent it all to your email. The email I hadn't even checked. I pulled out my phone and logged into my email. There it was, subject line, I'm sorry, they don't deserve you, love. Sent at 2:43 a.m., with all the files attached. I sat down, stunned. All this time, I thought Ellie saw me like the rest of them, just a walking wallet. But she saw everything, and she's the one who exposed it. That night, I went over, not for them, but for her. The house was chaos, Lisa pacing, Logan yelling on the phone, Dad red-faced in the corner. Ellie was curled up on the stairs, hugging her knees. As soon as she saw me, she ran straight into my arms. I'm sorry, she whispered, I just wanted them to stop. I hugged her tighter than I'd hugged anyone in years. Behind us, Lisa's voice cut through the noise. You think this is funny? You think posting our messages was heroic? I turned to her, calm. I didn't leak anything, your daughter did. Silence. Maybe, I added, you should ask why she felt she had to. Dad tried to speak, but nothing came out. Logan just glared. You're still not off the hook, he said. We needed you. You disappeared. No, I replied. I finally showed up, for myself. I looked at Ellie. Let's go somewhere quiet. Lisa lunged forward. You can't just take her. I'm not taking her, I said. I'm listening to her. Something none of you have done in a long time. Ellie slipped her hand into mine. And we walked out. 3 days, that's how long I heard nothing from them. No calls, no texts, no apologies. But the internet? It exploded. The group chat screenshots went viral. People made memes, TikToks, joke videos. One even played the audio of Logan calling me a pet wallet over a clip of a burning Monopoly board. Hashtag cash machine, hashtag uncle, hashtag no drama, but lots of receipts, hashtag glitter signif shame. Strangers started messaging me, thanking me, sharing their own stories about being used by family. One word kept showing up, hero. But I didn't feel like one. I wasn't trying to be brave. I just didn't want to be their ATM anymore. On the 4th day, I did the one thing they never expected. I posted on Facebook, The same Facebook Lisa had used to brag about all the luxury stuff I had paid for. I wrote, "Since this is already public, let's keep it that way." For years, I paid for vacations, bills, rent, school, gifts, parties, and more, because I was told it was family. Now I know it was just manipulation dressed up in glitter. So here's the truth, I'm done. No more money, no more bailouts, no more being mocked while supporting everyone else. If you're looking for the cash machine, try a real bank. I'm closed. I hit post. 5 minutes in, 78 likes. 10 minutes, 124 comments. 30 minutes, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. It had begun. Lisa messaged first. "Take it down, you're humiliating us." I replied, "Good, now we're even." Then Logan? "You just cut off your own family." "No," I wrote, "I just stopped funding a circus where I was the clown." Next came guilt. She called, voice shaking. "You know we didn't mean it like that, we just got carried away." "You called me a financial burden," I said. "That's not a joke, that's cruel." Okay, we're sorry, but did you have to go this far?" "Then keep laughing," I said, "just don't expect me to pay for the punchline anymore." I hung up. That's when things really fell apart. Lisa lost a brand deal. One of the companies she worked with posted publicly, "We don't support bullying or family exploitation." Her influencer career? Done. Logan had a meltdown. His wife Kelly found out everything. She called me one night. "I always saw how they treated you," she said. "I just didn't realize how bad it was. Thank you for taking Ellie. She's the only one who had the guts to tell the truth." My parents? Angry, alone. No more monthly money. No more vacations. No more surprise checks. Even their friends started asking questions. "Is it true? Did you really treat him that badly? We always thought he was just quiet." They were humiliated. And for once, they had no one else to blame. Just when I thought it was over, a final message came in. No name, no profile pic, but I knew who it was. "You can destroy everything, but don't think we'll forget." I smiled. "I don't want you to forget, I want you to remember. Every time the bills pile up, every time you wonder where the money went, every time you grab your phone and think of calling me, I want you to remember, that was the last check, the last favor. The last year you lived off me. No drama, no revenge, just peace." I made a cup of tea, put on some quiet music, sat back, and closed my eyes. And for the first time in years, the silence didn't feel empty. It felt free. I used to think silence meant I had failed. If no one called or asked me for help, I thought it meant I didn't matter. I believed that being needed meant being loved. I thought that if I kept giving, it proved I was worth something. But I was wrong. Now, silence sounds like this: birds singing outside my window in the morning. The quiet sound of my kettle as I make coffee for just myself. A phone that doesn't ring with demands, guilt, or emergencies. Peace isn't loud, it's not dramatic, it doesn't need applause. Peace is waking up and knowing I don't owe anyone anything just for existing. It's been a month since everything fell apart. Since I posted the truth and set their lies on fire. Since Lisa's online image crashed. Since Logan lost control of the story. Since my parents had to face getting older without my money covering their mess. As for me? I moved into a small place, 1 bedroom, clean walls. No fake family photos. No glittery welcome signs masking stress. No one breathing down my neck. For the first time in over 10 years, I have a space that's mine. A place that doesn't feel like I'm just waiting for someone else's disaster. I started doing small things again, cooking just for myself. Buying a plant I knew I'd take care of. Rewatching old shows I never finished because someone always needed me. Going to sleep when I wanted, waking up with no one to impress. I started writing in a journal. Taking long walks without checking my phone every few minutes. I even took a weekend trip alone. No planning for others, no pretending I wasn't paying for everything. Just me, my backpack, and quiet that finally felt like mine. Then came a letter. A real one, envelope, stamps, handwritten. At first, I didn't recognize it. But when I opened it, I stopped cold. It was from Ellie. "Uncle A. I don't know how to start this, so I'll just say thank you. Thank you for being the only person who ever really asked how I felt, and listened. I heard what they said about you, I saw how they treated you. At first I didn't understand it, I just knew something felt wrong. But when you walked out, and took me with you, that was the first time I realized I wasn't crazy for thinking our family was broken. You never asked me to be perfect, you didn't want anything from me, not good grades, not to make you look better, just me. I want you to know I'm in therapy now." I asked Mom, and she said no. Said, We don't need strangers in our business, so I talked to my school counselor. She helped me write this. I'm still scared sometimes, but I'm learning I don't have to stay where it hurts. I want to live differently, because of you. Love. Ellie. I read it 3 times, then a 4th. And then I cried, not from sadness or betrayal, but from something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Being seen. Not as someone to use. Not as a fix for other people's problems. Not as a bank with a face. But as a real person. A protector. Someone who deserved better, and finally chose it. I framed the letter. It hangs by my front door, not to show off, not to dwell on the past, but to remind me what walking away can mean. Ellie saw the mess, but she also saw what survived it. I still get messages. From distant cousins, old family friends, even my old math teacher. Did all that really happen? I always wondered why you were so quiet. Just wanted to say, you were brave. And I'll be honest, sometimes I get angry. Angry that no one saw before. That I had to blow everything up just to be noticed. But then I remind myself, I wasn't yelling for them. I was yelling for me. Sometimes I still hear their voices in my head. Logan, smug, you should be grateful. Lisa, throwing digs. Mom, sighing with guilt. Dad, cold and silent when I said I was tired. Ghosts. That's all they are now. And ghosts don't pay rent. So let me be clear, for anyone still watching. For anyone out there still trying to twist the story. For any distant relative who wants to play both sides. I'm not your emergency contact. Not your emotional support. Not your backup parent. Not your human wallet. I'm a person. And I finally chose myself. So go ahead, call me selfish, call me dramatic, call me cold. Because for the first time in my life, I am selfish. And it feels amazing. I didn't lose my family. They lost their free ride. But me? I found my voice. I found my peace. I found my life.